How's it going, YouTube? So, when we last left off, Maya was messing up. Not the first time. And so, let's create the windows, this trim, and then we'll do the back door. Now, something I like about this is we've already made the front door. Why is that specific and special and everything else like that? Because we can just hit Control D and move it straight back. Like so. Beautiful. Perfect. Can't even tell. So, the nice thing about doing it this way is all of our edges already match up. So we'll just move those right about there. Move these right about here. Move these back just a little bit. I know, it's kind of cheating, but you know what? Who cares? Move those there. I'm going to move these here. Move those. So I need to move this one here. This one will be moved here. Move this down. Something like that. Pull that one up. Pull this one up. Pull this one up. And I'll pull this one up. Alright, so now we have this. That's where I'm messing up at. Okay, so I'm going to pull this one forward. I'm going to grab these and pull these forward. Grab these and pull these forward. Something kind of like that. Then right here, this is going to be the fun part. I'm actually going to have to create, or not create, but I'm actually going to set this up probably right about here. You know, something kind of like that. It doesn't have to be exact. But this way I can move this one back to right about in this area, and everything should be alright. So, what I want to do now, just move this up to about here. I actually need to pull this down. I need to pull this one up. I would put this one over. I don't know what that voice was. Just go with it. Alright, so this is going to come back here. That's already painfully obvious. And I am going to have this where this matches up to this line right here. I'm just going to do it slowly over time. So this way nothing looks too far off. Something. Just bring this down just a little bit. So something kind of like that, I'm thinking. So everything has smooth continuity. Oh, I need to click on this and turn it into a 1. Okay, so this way everything has smooth continuity, nothing looks way out of order, and everybody's happy. I hope everybody's happy. And so all I'm doing is just trying to match all these up. It's going to be a little difficult because we're going to have this one right here, which is an extra vertice, but it shouldn't be too terribly bad because all we got to do is just, you know, we just got to kind of line it up and make it flat with the rest of it, and you'll never even be able to tell. So, right now I'm just trying to manipulate all these. I'm actually doing every other vertice for these. So, that's my plan. Now, we are going to have a gap right here. To fix that, we just grab this one and pull it forward where this is all flat. And that should be fine. Now, you heard how I say should. Yeah, that's when you should start worrying. Because if I say something like that that's stressed out, you know that it probably ain't going to be fine. It's like taking a dump in a bathroom that's filled with hydrochloric acid. And it's like, are you sure that's safe, Jimmy? Yeah, you should be fine, you know. Yeah, I promise you ain't going to be fine. Interesting fact about hydrochloric acid. The fumes that are emitted from it will actually burn you. Just throwing that out there. It's a slow burn, but it is there. It actually becomes very noticeable. I'm not going to say super quickly, but you do start noticing it fairly quickly. Alright, so I could bring this one over, or I could just bring this one back. I think I'm just going to bring this one back. Screw it. There we go. Something kind of like that. I'm going to try and keep this line as straight as possible. So when I press 3 on this, let me go ahead and go into object mode. I'm going to press 3 on this one too. I'm going to go in here. And I'm going to press 3 right here. So that all lines up. I know the back fender part doesn't line up. I'm not really worried about that right now. Okay, so we got to bring this one out so it matches here. Because I'm wanting to keep this going all the way down the vehicle. So, you know, I was actually worried about this, on how well this was going to mesh. And now I know how well it meshes. It don't. So I'm just going to start grabbing these edges. But I don't want all the way back here. I actually just want to grab up here. Press 1 real quick. Okay, so that's... Man, that's going to be difficult. So in theory... If you're wondering why, I'm just kind of like thinking on how I want to do this, like the best way to approach this. I actually completely mangled the rear quarter panel. Like, it is completely mangled. Like, dead bodies hanging out of somebody's trunk, and parts of them are falling off kind of mangled. Like, it's just not pretty. It is not something you want to witness. So I'm going to pull this one out. Deselect those. Nope, I want that one selected because I actually want this one coming out a little bit further. I actually need to go into the different view for that. So I'm just going to grab these right here. I'm going to just start pulling this out. Something kind of like that. And if you notice, I'm just doing it in steps. Like, I'm grabbing multiple vertices, and I'm pulling those out, and I'm doing it, you know, just in small steps. And the reason for that is by doing so, you'll have much smoother continuity. I keep saying continuity. I don't know if that's the right term or not. That's just the term I use. Some of your English professors might be like, this guy's an idiot. And I'd have to agree with them. I am an idiot. But you know what? I'm an idiot who knows how to use Maya, so your English professor can kiss my ass. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I barely passed English. Like, just barely. I don't understand feelings or emotions or anything like that, so when it comes to like anything that is trying to describe any of that, yeah, total epic fail. In fact, my literature class that I took a while back, the professor was trying to explain to me, you know, about how words are supposed to make people feel, and I'm trying to describe to them how words are used. So, example, there's one thing I read that it said, man, what the hell did that say? It was weird. Like, I still don't understand it. But it was something like the sun danced on... Something like the sun rose and danced on... it was like dancing on grass. Or something like that. And I'm just like, that's not possible. If that happened, the earth would catch on fire and it would burn everybody. Like, the planet would be ablaze. We would be dead. Like, there's no hope for us at all. If the sun was literally dancing on a field of grass or flowers or whatever it was, like, everybody would be dead. Everybody would be just completely eradicated. And he was trying to explain to me, like, no, Jimmy, that's not what it's talking about. And I was like, dude, it says it right here. Look at it. Do you deny it? And he was just like, you are almost completely hopeless. I was like, this book is hopeless and it sucks. So, yeah, that's my level of extent. And it's just because, you know, I have a mild form of autism. From what I understand, it's just basically because... people with autism, they don't understand metaphors. Like, you know, I just don't get it. It does not click. It does not click like it should. And I'm rambling off again. Hey YouTube, welcome. This is the Rambling Idiot here with another wonderful tutorial on a 2008 Honda Civic with a VTEC 4-cylinder. I believe that's going to be the... What series is that? I don't think they still use a B series. I want to say it's like a K series. I don't know, it might still be a B series. I'd have to look it up. Yeah, it's me, the Rambling Idiot. Yay! Okay, so, I'm just going to start moving these vertices out. And all I'm doing right now is just trying to keep the continuity as smooth as possible, which is going to be an epic fail on my part. I can almost guarantee you that. But luckily, we have math on our side, and the numbers never lie. Oh yeah, look at that. That's just beautiful. That's actually coming out a lot better than I thought it would, honestly. I was afraid I was going to have like this huge deformed looking vehicle and I was going to be like, yeah, this sucks, let's just redo the quarter panel. But honestly, I'm thinking that I kind of like it. Like, legit, I actually kind of like it. Like, yeah, we still got a few more things to fix, but for the most part, it's not looking half bad. Pull that one in just a little bit. So I don't like how sharp these are, but I can live with it. So right now all I'm doing is I'm just trying to find anywhere. See, right here. That needs to come in. Yeah, by the way, I heard something the other day. Some of y'all just get that random ring in your ear, and then it just kind of like slowly goes away and everything's back to normal. Supposedly, that is the effect of your brain trying to repair itself and failing. I don't know how true that is, but I was just like, wow, I knew my brain was a failure. So, yeah, because, I get those quite a bit. I'm just like, every time I hear one now, I'm just thinking, heh, brain, you suck. And I start thinking, oh, wait. So, yeah. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Let's go and see what this door looks like. See how well it... Okay, so what we want to do now is we actually want to create this curve and have it taper off to the front. Because I like the smooth look of the doors right here a lot better than this back here. So I'm actually going to want this to taper off around here somewhere. I'm like, basically this line, this edge right here is supposed to go all the way down, but I just don't like it as much. I really don't. So that's why I'm going to do it for the back door. I'm just going to have it taper off towards the front door somewhere. And this is also the main reason why I never did... what is it? This is also the main reason why I had not something, I don't know, I can't think. Snickerdoodles. Let me see. Yeah, I think that's going to be the best way. I'll just have to do it. Just have to go along the normal. So y'all are going to see a new little trick you have yet to see me do. So we have this. And I want to start tapering this down right about here somewhere. So right here on the move tool, we're going to change the axis orientation down to the normal. And is what this will do is if we select this edge, we don't want this back part selected. If we press W on the keyboard, huh. Oh, that's interesting. I know we don't want to go down the object, because see, if we go down the object, that's going to fold in. That's what I want along the normal, but along live object axis? No, that won't work either. It's got to be the normal. Oi. See, here's the advantage of doing the normal. As you can see, I can move this all the way down, and it actually stays right here. This is why I want to move it along the normal. For some odd reason, this little bastard will not let me. Yeah, see, I can't do it like that either. So, I don't know. Life sucks. Alright, let me just do it like this, I guess. I guess I'm just going to have to kind of fight with it. So we're going to go back to object. Actually, we'll just keep it on world. Screw it. We're already going to have to fight with it, so why not? I'm going to move this down about right here, because this is where I'm going to want it to start tapering off. Let me make sure I even got this correct. So if this isn't correct, I'm really going to lose my mind. Go figure. Let's delete those. You know, screw it. Okay, so I believe that said 69%, so, alright. So, I'm going to keep it around 69% for now. And we can go to 68. As long as it's around 69, I'm going to be happy. $69, $69. Now I'm going to start bringing it up. Like that. There we go. So now, turn off wireframe. So now we have this edge that actually kind of follows here, but then it just tapers off where it's nice and smooth. And that is what we were looking for. So there we go. That's how you do it. Very simple. And we're going to have a slight issue up here with the front door. That's not a big deal. We can manipulate it and change it. We'll honestly probably end up doing all that crap later because I just don't feel like doing it right now. For now, is what I do feel like doing is highlighting everything, pressing 1, Control S so we save it. Let's go ahead and knock the windows out real quick. Not literally knock out windows because I'm sure that's going to piss somebody off, but we'll get them done. Let me go into the side view real quick. Yes, I don't even know how I didn't even notice this. The first thing we want to do is we actually want to move this back just a little bit, so this way this is smooth. Next thing we want to do is actually move this back, and we're going to start moving these back so this way they match up just a little bit better. So, yeah, I'm thinking something like that. There we go. It's like a turd crunch bar. Yeah, buddy. So the nice thing about this piece, it's flat. Nice thing about this back piece, you guessed it, it's flat. Control D. We're making this happen. And the other advantage of using these pieces like this, boy, I'm terribly sorry about that, YouTube. The other nice thing about using these pieces like this is the fact that because we're just duplicating them, they're already positioned where we want them. So that's the big advantages of doing it like this. And I'm actually going to scale this flat. Then I'll go into vertex. Now we're going to start moving everything into position. And we're not going to move it a whole lot. We're just going to move it just a little bit because most of this is actually pretty flat. So there we go. That's how you create the back trim piece. As you can see, that actually, this actually flows pretty smoothly. We'll still have to manipulate the front a little bit. No biggie. Okay. And then this right here, we could actually duplicate this and flip it around. That is actually an option because most of the shape is already there. In fact, I kind of like that option. In fact, I'm actually going to do that option. So I'm just going to hit Control D. And let's see, that's going to be on what axis? Scale. So that's going to be on the Z axis. We're just going to come in here. We're going to press -1 and flip it back like that. So we're going to move this right about here. So I'm just going to get that down there. It doesn't matter. We're going to do the same thing here. And we'll just start moving everything into position. I know it's not quite into position, but, you know, it's close. I don't know why that moved up. I didn't think I grabbed it. Maybe I did. I don't know. It doesn't matter. So all I'm going to do is just start moving all these up. And we may have to create some edge loops for these. So this way these actually flow all the way across. Okay, that's the edge that we created earlier. So we can actually select this and delete it. What we want to do here is we just want these to start coming in like this. And just like on the front, we're going to want to something. Let me just do this real quick. You make all these flat. I'm going to scale them down. Let's see, is that about? Yeah, it's about right. Okay, so now I can just grab them and move them into position. Let's see. select these, move those right about here. Then I'll select these. Actually, I think this is going to work out rather nicely because it looks like there's just enough edges in here to really set this out. And so I think I'm going to end up lucking out on this. Just going to move that one down right about here. Nope, it needs to be flat. So I'm actually going to take this one and move it in right about there. So right about here is where I'm going to start like getting rid of the gap. There we go. Now I do have a little piece right here. We'll end up taking this piece and manipulating this one into position. So we're actually going to move this one right here. Move that out just a little bit. We'll move this one in just a little bit, and this one will come back. There we go. You know, instead of moving this one into position, I might, let me just hit Control S, Control D, move this one back, face. I'm going to select these three. Let me make sure I have all these faces selected. I'm going to hold Shift and select. This way I select all these and those can go bye-bye. I'm going to come in here to Edge. I'm going to select these two. I'm going to select these two edges. I'm actually double-click on these edges because I don't know if I extruded these. No, so that's flat. That's fine. Let's just delete those edges real quick. Come in here to Vertex. And I actually want to be in the side view. So all I'm going to do is just create this and start lining these up. That's all I'm going to do. So we're going to have something like this. And boom. Easy. Now you probably would want to have 3 edges in there, but you know, it's whatever. Yeah, I totally forgot I made those flat. Totally forgot. Completely forgot that I made these flat. Oops. There we go. And it'd probably help if these were actually flat like this before I actually try to manipulate them out. Yeah, that looks like shit. Okay, let's just go into face. We're going to actually have to recreate these, which is no big deal. Make sure there's only 3. 1, 2, 3 it is. Okay, good. So I can just come in here to Edge and just select that. And then let's go ahead and just start extruding, I mean, not extracting. We're not trying to create vanilla extract or anything like that. So we're just going to start doing this real quick. Yeah, I actually completely forgot about that. And you don't really see that in the side view because, you know, it's the side view. So there is that disadvantage. Then right here, I want that one to come in right about there. And this one, I'm just going to move it back, you know, something like that. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Can't even tell. See how nice it follows a curve? Alright, so let's just move this into position. Just like before, we're going to do about half. So, right there. Right here. And by the way, if this tool doesn't drop down, that's because you still have one of these vertices selected. So, see, like if I were to move that, then once you deselected these up here, if it was still right, you know, in the same spot. In fact, let me just show you real quick. So, like, we obviously have a vertice selected, but as you can see, it didn't really change a whole lot. So if you were to do that and it's still in the middle, like that, where it just barely changes, it's because you still have a vertice selected. Probably helpful if I tell you that before I were just doing everything, but, you know, that's the root problem of it right there. So let's go ahead and grab these vertices and just pull them out, something like that. And we will have to create edges in here, but right now I don't want them. So let's go ahead and come in here. Let's go Edge. We're going to click on something. Extrude. To extrude twice. There we go. To Do the same thing here. And I know I have everything selected. Don't really care. There we go. So let's go ahead and save it real quick. Let's go ahead and work on this trim up here. Then we'll do the mirror and everything like that. Probably save the windows for the next tutorial. We'll probably save the windows and everything for the next tutorial. And this way I can continue on with working on the shape of the vehicle. So, yeah. Okay. I had to do that. I don't know why I had to do that, but I had to do that. Sure, let's go ahead and move this like this. I don't know why I talk like this. One thing I do want to say real quickly, I'm actually just now thinking about this. So, whenever you're doing an object like this, it's actually easier to use like the previous piece you had. I'm actually halfway tempted to do it because that'd be a lot easier. I'm just going to keep that piece right there for now. So I'm actually going to duplicate this object. I'm going to move it all the way to right here. Then I'm just going to select vertex. And so I'm going to show you what I'm talking about real quick. So I'm going to rotate this about like that. Yeah, crap. Just move this one into position. Now, because I've rotated that one flat, I actually need to take these and rotate these back like this. Move this one up here. So as you can see now, that's actually starting to get like a really nice shape. So I'm going to move that one. Okay, this is starting to kind of piss me off. Seems like a lot of things piss you off, Jimmy. They do. So we're just going to move that one right there, and then we'll take this one, and we're just going to move it right up here, but we need to make sure it's flat. So I'm going to move that like that, and I'm just going to flatten this up, and then I'm going to move it about right here. Now, because we already have this basic shape, all we have to do is come in here to add edge loop. We'll add one there. And probably going to need to actually add one right here. But right here is the main one we're looking at. So I'm actually going to want that kind of curve up a little bit. So this is the advantage of doing it this way. As you can see, we already have the basic shape that we need, and everything falls into place very, very nice. Very, very nice. Alright, so we're going to take these. We're going to start moving these. We're going to start moving these somewhere. I just haven't figured out where. So I actually want these to come in about right there. Those can go away. And these are going to be moved in right about here. Those can go away. These can be moved in right about here. Those can go away. These are going to be moved in right about here, I'm thinking. Then we're going to have this one right about here. This one up here, right about here. Okay, there we go. There's our trim. Now, this trim is going to be different from this trim. And it's actually kind of important for me to let you all know that now, because what we're going to be doing is we're actually going to select this edge that runs all the way around. We're actually going to extrude out, extrude forward. I don't know why I said extrude, and actually I grabbed too much of the edge. Let's go here. I forgot that we're going to have this back part selected too. We do not want this back part selected. We just want the outer shell of it selected. So this way when we, man, what is this word called? Scale. That's what I'm thinking of, scale. Whenever we scale it out, it actually has a nice shape to it. So that's, I need to move this forward just a little bit more. Get rid of that. Move this, this up right about here. Go to vertex. So there we go. Press 3 real quick, see how that looks. press 3 right here. So as you can see now, this has a nice shape to it. So that's really what I'm looking for. See, even right here, we have this nice gap, and I'm like, it's what you'd come to expect when you're looking at one of these vehicles. At least that's what I would come to expect. So I'm gonna go ahead and save it, and then we're just gonna go ahead and do this little piece. Now I know there's this little bit trim around there. I'm actually gonna need to do that too. Yeah, let me take a look at one of these images. Okay, so yeah, there's like a little black trim that goes all the way around it. We're just going to knock that out real quick. No biggie. We can use this polygon torus. I think that's going to be the easiest. I'll rotate this 90 degrees. I'm going to scale it down. Yeah, see, that already fits into place just perfectly. Not. Let's go ahead and change the subdivision axis. We're going to change this to 3. And then on the subdivision height, we're going to change this to, I'm thinking 4. So now we have this shape. So what I actually want to do is select here. I'm just going to delete those. So now we have this flat piece right here, which is actually what we were wanting. Okay, so right here we have a vertex, one vertex here, one vertex here. And I have no idea where this piece is at, so I'm just going to kind of guess. And something I forgot to mention. This piece will actually want to go past this. That's actually kind of important. I say kind of important. That's actually very important that it goes past. So we're going to add an edge loop here and an edge loop here. We're going to do the same thing down here. And if you notice, I'm keeping these kind of far spaced. I'm doing that for a reason. This one's going to be kind of tight, but not too tight. We're actually going to add a few of these right here. So now we'll go back into vertex, and we can actually start manipulating these into position. You know what? Instead of vertex, screw vertex. Nobody likes vertex mode anymore. It's old and it's obsolete. I don't know why I just said that. I don't mean it. I'm sorry, Mr. Vertex Mode. We love you very much. Not. Okay, so enough of that nonsense. Enough of that nonsense, Jimmie. So, yeah. Anyways, all I'm doing is just moving these into position. Very simple. Very basic. What is this crap? Nobody knows. Dun dun dun. Alright, now one thing I do want to mention is you're going to want to keep this edge down here. You're going to want to keep this fairly tight. And the only reason for this is because of the fact that... Okay, I see what's going on now. Just you little bastards. Let's press 3 and see what we get. Oh yeah, that looks perfect. Can't even tell. Alright, so... Oh, you bastard. Really? Okay. So we're just going to have to select all of these. You know what? Screw that. Let's just select the whole thing. We'll select or deselect. I'm actually holding down Control right now to do this. Oh, you bastard. So now all I have to do is just come up here to Extrude. And just like before, we're going to move it back just a little bit. And we're going to press G on the keyboard, and then we're going to move it back a little bit more. That's actually probably too much. But this way, when we click on this, now we have this nice smooth shape. Oh yeah, that's a nice shape. Okay, so then we're going to do the same thing for the inside. Oh, it did do the same thing for the inside. Say what? Okay. This is going to be... all I'm doing is holding down Control-Shift. Select right here, Control-Shift, select right here, Control-Shift, select right here, holding down Control, deselecting right here. And we should have all those selected, so now we can come in here to Mesh Display. We'll hit Reverse. Did I just see that? Seriously? No? Okay. I thought I just saw... Wait a minute. What is this? so this is going to look funky no matter what. So, joy. Basically is what happened is, even though it was a two-dimensional object, whenever we created those extra edges, it still had a backside to it, which is why we could see both sides. And because I didn't pull those out, now we're running into this issue. Awesome. So essentially we could actually select all of these and pull this out, and we get this shape. Because these are connected. So that's what's going on here. The easiest thing to do is just delete. And that's how we'd fix that. So, I feel like an idiot sometimes. And it's bad because I'm sure a lot of you are like, well, that's sleep-deprived Jimmie. No, Jimmie is not sleep-deprived. My schedule is completely reset, so I'm actually, like, ready for Monday. It's just, sometimes I'm legitimately retarded. Alright, so I'm going to move these into place about right here. Alright, there we go. Now I'm well aware that some of these are like way off. No biggie. Hey, it's Jimmie here, the rambling idiot. Let's see how much I can ramble on. I don't want to do that. Right about there. Oi! I need to change my name to Soul Coughing. That was a pretty good band back in the 90s, by the way. Just straight up, like, hardcore music. You know, something I just now realized, I'm once again feeling like an idiot for this. This piece is supposed to be flat. Like, I know it's going to have some curves to it, but for the most part, it should be flat. It shouldn't be folded in like this. It is, like, legit supposed to be flat. And now I really feel like an idiot, because I'm, like, leading y'all on this high-speed highway chase. And for those of you who are like, what are you doing, dude? It's supposed to be flat. Congratulations. You have basically mastered what the rambling idiot has yet to master. So this one I am going to make kind of long, but for the most part, yeah, it's just supposed to be flat. The rambling idiot strikes again. Let's go in here to X-ray, so we're just going to do this real quick. Now, this is the hard part. Let me center pivot this. Because we're just going to rotate, and we're going to move it into place, and we're going to be happy about it. We move it into place, we be happy, everybody happy. Looking Jinsan looks happy. Modelers and creators of Honda look happy. Everybody be happy. Okay, there we go. See, this is the only thing I don't like about this, is whenever you move one thing, you have to move everything. So this is actually kind of difficult. There we go. Nope, there we not go. So I'm going to have to manipulate this edge right here a little bit later on. Okay, so, yay, Control S. Alright, so, I guess what we could do, we've already created most of this, we could just go ahead and select all of this except for the fender, Control G, Control Shift D, so we can kind of appreciate it a little bit more. It's totally up to you if you want to do that. But anyways, we're going to continue on with this tutorial. Next tutorial, like I said, we'll create the windows mirror. We'll also probably end up creating the roof too. So let's go ahead and save it, and I shall see y'all there.